Hey everyone, and happy end of week 9, beginning of week 10. We're almost to the end of winter term. Let's go! Alright, so for this week's video, I was going to do a review of an iPad. Now, I have been batting around the idea of buying an iPad since I stepped foot on campus, but this last December, I've really been putting a lot of thought into it. And because I was super stressed last weekend and didn't feel like doing anything, I went to Portland, spent all of my money, and impulse bought an iPad. Now, I am here to tell you what's great about it, what's terrible about it, so you know if you should go impulse buy it yourself. Alright, so I figure we'll start off with the pros and then we'll kind of get into the cons. This isn't an ad, I promise, but I'm a photographer. I also do a lot of different design things and I use the Adobe Suite a lot. And since getting an iPad, I think I have cut my workflows down by at least 30%. Last week, I had a client come to me and said, hey, I want 10 photos. Normally on my computer, that would take me like 2 hours to edit just because it takes so long to sit here and just blah, 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 blah. But with the iPad, holy cow, it's so quick. Like, I think I cut my editing like at least in half. I know I just said 30%, but like I think at least in half. It's so nice because when I am editing photos, oftentimes I will make masks. And with the computer, I have to rely on AI technology to figure out what mask I want, and or I have to use my mouse to clear up those masks. With the iPad, it is so much easier because I can just draw it on. It's also nice when I'm illustrating things, making Instagram posts, or doing anything that requires me to draw. Instead of sitting here and clicking with my mouse the entire time, I can just use my fingers, which is so much more intuitive. So if you are a graphic design student, do anything with the Adobe Creative Cloud, not so much videography, but everything else, definitely 100% recommend an iPad. Also, it downloads things like crazy stupid fast and uploads to the cloud so freaking fast. That M2 chip is real nice. So the original reason I wanted to get an iPad was because I saw everyone taking notes on them in class. And I figured this would be a great way to reduce how many notebooks I have to buy at the beginning of the year and make my notes kind of everlasting, right? Like when you move apartments, do you really keep your notebooks? No, like they go in the trash. So I figured an iPad, that would be great. We'd have the cloud, it'd be fantastic. If you are the type of person who can sit in class and take notes on your computer and that's totally fine, then I wouldn't recommend using your money on an iPad. But if you're like me and you get the thrill out of handwriting and it's easier for you to remember if you both listen to the instructor and handwrite, then I would recommend an iPad. The only caveat there is that they are so dang hard to write on. Like my handwriting, down the toilet, and maybe it's just because I need to get used to it, but whew, not good. So note taking, if you like handwriting notes but you don't want to waste paper and you want your notes to be evergreen, then I would totally get an iPad. I know I've talked quite a bit about how an iPad can just be great, but there is one major con that I want to explain before I end this video. My screen time, holy cow. Like I am always on the screen now, whether it is the computers that are sitting in front of me, my phone, which I'm talking to right now, or my iPad. I've gone from like my horrendous 4.5 hours a day to I don't even want to know. Like I don't want to know my screen time is. So if you're thinking about getting an iPad, definitely make sure that you have a plan in place to keep yourself from constantly being connected to some sort of electronic device. My eyes definitely took a toll. Like I got a headache the first few days after I got it because I realized I was just always staring at my iPad. So just be cautious of that. One more added benefit too is with travel. I am about to head to Ohio this week, which is super amazing, but I don't have luggage room to take my big old computer with me. So I'm gonna take my iPad because I can access Canvas, the Google Suite, everything I need. It's not really good for typing, but it'll be fine. So good for travel. All right, guys, I know I said a lot of words and talked at you guys a bunch, but I think that's it for this week. I hope you guys have a great week 10. I'll see you back next week. I'm headed to Ohio for the national tournament for racquetball, so check out the vlog next week to see how that goes. Otherwise, good luck. You've got this. See you on the other side.